Hello friends, Ashish here from Guiding Tech, and with me I have is the Lenovo Vibe K4 Note, and today we would be running some games and doing a quick gaming test along with the heating and benchmarks. So let's have a look. So starting with the temperature readings, and as you can see that it's around 28.2 to 28.3 degrees Celsius at the back of the Lenovo K4 Note, and at the front we have around 27.6 to 27.8 degrees Celsius. So now that we have the initial temperature readings, let's move on to our first game, and that is the Subway Surfer. Well, the only reason I include Subway Surfer while reviewing the devices is because there are many of us who just love a light bit of gaming on the devices and not the heavy ones like the Asphalt 8 and the Modern Combat. And I believe that the Subway Surfer gives a better insight for those kind of lightweight games. Now about the performance, the gaming had no issues and there was no lag and frame drops. The touch response was also nice, and overall it was a smooth experience of the Subway Surfer on the Vibe K4 Note. Next game to try is the Asphalt 8, and we would be running the game on the maximum display settings. Now, as you can see, the game is lagging, and it's lagging a lot in the highest settings, and it's getting worse for me to even play the game. The tracks set on the night environment were even worse because of the light and the blur effects, and there were a lot of lags. Even in the medium details, I was not that pleased with the experience, quite honestly. But this game, I kind of think that this might be a compatibility issue with the Asphalt 8 itself, and we need to check that by moving on to the next game in the list, which is the Modern Combat 5. Modern Combat 5, I can't even count how many times I have played this part of the game. Initially, the game was fine, but now, as the device is getting a bit of a warm, and with the scene wherein you get a lot of graphics and details and water splashes, I did notice some frame lags and some frame drops and some lags. But I was able to play the game, and the things were much better than it was on the Asphalt 8. Surprise! The fourth game in the list has changed, and instead of the zombie deathmatch, I plan to include the Nova 3, as many of you asked me to take it up as a part of our gaming reviews. Well, honestly, I now think that it's the device and not the compatibility issue of the apps, as almost all the high-end games are lagging on it. The front-facing stereo speakers give amazing sound while playing the games, but then you don't get to enjoy them with the high graphics games, and only a low graphic, games like Subway Surfer can only be played on the highest graphics quality without any lags. So now that we have played the game for approximately 30 minutes, let's see the final temperature reading of the Lenovo Vibe K4 Note. Well, as you can see that the final temperature reading is around 40 degrees Celsius and it's 12 degrees more than what we started, and the device does get pretty warm, but as you don't have a metal finish at the back, it's easy to hold the device and you don't feel that much of a heat. And on the front also you get around 34.5 degrees Celsius. So well, that was the temperature reading with the gaming performance of the device. Let's now have a look at the benchmark scores, but let's take up the device specifications really quick. Lenovo Vibe K4 Note is powered by a MediaTek MT6753 octa-core processor clocked at 1.3 GHz and a Mali T720 MP3 GPU. The device has 3 GB of RAM and a 16 GB of internal storage, which is expandable up to 128 gigs using a micro SD card. Now talking about the display, it has a 5.5-inch HD display with a 401 ppi and a Corning Gorilla Glass 3 protection. The rear camera is 13 megapixel while the front facing shooter is 5 megapixel, and to power that all up you have a battery of 3300 mAh, which is non-removable. The AnTuTu benchmark scores on the Lenovo Vibe K4 Note was 37,683, which is just an average score, and it's better than the Zenfone Max, but when compared to the Lao 1S at around 56,000, it's way behind. The Geekbench scores were also 621 and 2585 for the single and multi-core respectively, which is also an average, and if I remember correctly, the Lao 1S was around 900 and 5000 approximately for both single and multi-core respectively on the Geekbench 3. So friends, that was a quick gaming review of the Lenovo Vibe K4 Note. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow where we do a one-on-one for both the Lao 1S and the Lenovo K4 Note and compare the speed and performance. So just in case if you haven't subscribed to our channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and be a part of our community. This was Ashish from Guiding Tech signing off. Have a wonderful day ahead. Bye-bye.